Peace. So we here, Credible Messengers. Victor Soleil here with our brother, Jason Hairston. How are you, brother?
Peace. I'm doing good. Doing good. How you doing, bro?
I'm blessed and highly favored. My children are in bed, praise God, and my wife is doing her thing, so all is well on my side, brother.
Love.
The conversation today is straightforward. It's is desire good? And I'm just so impressed with your work, brother. Every time I log on to your YouTube channel, I see thousands of viewers, and I'm just really impressed with your work. So, congratulations, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's interesting with the subject of desire. I see a lot of people demonize desire. A lot of people say it's the root to suffering. And I don't agree with that. I think that desire is what influences us to create. And we're here to be creators. And I think when we deny ourselves as being creators, that's when we don't truly step into the essence of who we are. And we don't tend to live life in a fulfilling way when we don't fully accept ourselves as creators. So desire is that, the fuel that fuels our creation, so people like to lump desire just into sexuality, which desire is not just attached to sexuality. Every artist that creates, they have a desire to express something, and even when we have a desire to connect with people, we create moments with people within that desire, and then within sexuality, a child could be created or pleasure could be created. Healing could be, manifested. So there's a lot of different reasons why desire is something that we need to embrace and stop demonizing, because when we can stop demonizing desire, we can go higher. Really,
absolutely, brother. I agree.
That's how I feel about it.
I agree 100%, brother. I feel like a lot of monotheistic religions, whether it be Judaism, Christianity, Islam, or any guru or sage, they always create this dynamic where desire is a bad thing. And like you said, we would have no artists if we didn't have desire. So let me ask you a question, brother. If you had the opportunity to connect with 16-year-old Jason Hairston, what would you tell him about desire?
My 16-year-old version, I would tell him that understand that desire is something that you can use to catapult you into discovering a deeper part of yourself if you allow yourself to fully embrace your desire. And there's nothing wrong with embracing your desire. It's just understanding your intentions behind your desire. So just to make sure that when you follow your desires, just make sure that your intention is heart-based when it comes to following that desire. Because if your desires are not heart-based, that's when you can create things that can create chaos. So intention defines everything. So if you have a negative intention with your desire, then you're creating negative results. So, that's with anything. The intention. What is the intention behind your desire? What are you attempting to create? Are you attempting to create destruction, or are you attempting to create an expression of love? And that's what I deal with. Whatever I create, I want it to be an expansion of myself, which is a deeper part of myself, which is love, the foundation. And that's how I see myself, and that's how I see everybody else.
Absolutely, brother. I noticed something interesting one day you posted, and you're speaking about just the expectation associated with desire and how it really just leads to suffering. And I really want you to unpack that, because I'm a firm believer that, if you can give a couple examples, that'll be very helpful. But a lot of people have desires, and then like you said before, brother, when they add expectation to it, that's what leads to suffering. If you want to expand on that, brother.
Yes, I agree with that. And here's how. I've learned from my spiritual journey and my own self-healing that I can have a desire to, say, for example, to be in a relationship with a woman, correct? So let's say I desire to be in a relationship with this woman, and we're relating. But what I've learned to do is to allow it to evolve organically. And even though I may desire to be in a relationship with this woman, if it doesn't develop into that, it's okay, right? So if I attach to the expectation of being in a relationship with this woman, what I want, and she doesn't want that, then I suffer. But if I allow the situation to just develop organically, and I allow the situation and the connection to show me what it is, then I could just accept and allow whatever it is to develop naturally. And I can accept what it is, as opposed to labeling it something that I want it to be.
Absolutely.
So just because I desire to have something doesn't mean I'm going to get it. But I understand that on that path to desire and I'm moving forward towards something I desire, there's always gifts to be found within that path as you walk towards something you desire. And the ultimate goal of what you think you want at the end of that road may not be what that movement is all about. It may be something else within that. The desire may be the thing that's pulling you toward discovering something else about yourself that's a lot deeper than what you desire in that moment. You see, so I'm always open to things that are outside of my mind, because my mind may want something, but my soul needs something deeper.
I love that. I love that. As you know, I do the Bagua astrology, and I was on Blab the other day with one of our sisters, and she was sharing some of the insights, and I learned some powerful stuff from my brother Rakim Stevens in his book, Bagua Character Map. And I was really trying to break down to the sister her Bagua triad, which is just basic understanding her lunar, her earthly, and her solar divinations or calculations. And when we're unpacking, she really struggled with relationships consistently. She'd enter into a relationship with a brother, and her expectation associated with that brother was a relationship. When in actuality, all he wanted was sex, I'm assuming, and in that moment, all she wanted was sex. So her initial desire was sexual intercourse with that brother. But what ended up happening, she put an expectation on that desire. And that expectation was a relationship, full-blown relationship, which led to her suffering consistently. So I think there's power in what you're teaching, brother. A Deeper Love is an amazing brand, and I'm just so inspired, brother. So I wanted to give you another question, and we're going to close off shortly because, like, you know, Incredible Messengers, we try and have folks win in 20 minutes, right? We try and really get to the base and the crux of the issue at hand. So my last question to you is, brother, if you had it your way and you had one tangible tool that you would give our listeners as it relates to how they can remove the suffering related to expectation, desire, what would that tool be?
Allowance. Allow things to be what they are, as opposed to trying to make something that your mind wants. I allow the experience to show me and to guide me, you know, as opposed to, and I always say a mantra, every now and then I say this mantra: I want to align with my higher purpose that's outside of the mind. And see, when you choose to do that, you can detach from your desires more easily. And it's like an ebb and flow at that point. When you're able to let go of things and keep moving, you just flow through life. But see, we've been taught to attach, I want this, and grab at it. I want this, grab at it. So I try to maintain this focus of just allowance. So I would say to allow more and expect less.
I love it, brother. Well, thank you so much for your time, brother. Incredible Messengers thanks you. Will you be back to join us, brother, one day?
Of course. Definitely. And make sure you go, speaking of relationships, I have a relationship book that you can get on my website called Relationship Advice for Women and Men, A Deeper Love. And from my understanding, brother, you're a seasoned author.
Yes, sir.
You got like 10 books out. So, so author to author.
Yes, sir.
You know? Yes. So make sure you go check out my man's books, and let's keep spreading the knowledge. That's what it's all about. Sharing is caring.
Absolutely. Well, Incredible Messengers, we sign off. And to all our listeners, whatever you desire, you truly deserve. Thank you so much. God bless.
Peace.
Peace.